Next.
Let's get into UFC Fight Night Tampa. We'll start with the main card. We had Joaquin Barkley versus Colby Covington, and this right here. First of all, salute to Missouri's very own Joaquin Barkley. I don't know if he's from Ferguson or St. Louis. I don't know.
Hold on, man. Is that how they was saying his name on the broadcast? You sure that's not Joaquin?
Right,
yeah,
Joaquin Buckley.
I say joking. Joaquin. The J's. Yeah, that's why. Where's he from? Is he from Missouri or Ferguson? Somebody said Ferguson. Somewhere I see Ferguson. I mean, it's the same place, right?
St. Louis, close to St. Louis. Yeah, it's a suburb.
Right on the outside.
Mm-hmm. His record is 21-6. Covington is 17-5. People don't even know Covington's record is 17-5 because he's so he's pushed on to everyone based on his social media presence. He's an antagonist and he's a smart promoter and
polarizing figure.
Polarizing, yeah. So of course he's MAGA affiliation, which is okay. But that's him. He just does that. He's the heel for most fights. But right now, who's the heel when life is the way it is, built the way it is when it comes to politics? But anyways, that's the story for another day. He got a TKO stoppage, and I'm saying Covington was stopped based off doctor's recommendation of his eye. He got cut, and the doctor literally said, I caught this on camera. If you keep on going, you're probably going to lose your eye.
Whew. Stop the fight.
If you want to keep on going, you're going to lose your eye.
Stop the fight.
So it was a TKO victory in the third round for Barkley. I've seen some good fights from Joaquin in the past. He's lost a few, but hey, it's UFC Fight Night, so you don't get the marquee talent, but it is what it is. It was great names to be put out there. Kobe brings people out. Florida was supporting the crap out of Kobe. I was like, oh my God, he's the heel of the UFC, but everybody in that place was like, yo, putting the flags. He had Hulk Hogan come out. I want to be an American.
With the flag and everything.
The little red hats, like it was fine. I mean, I have to be careful what I say. It was entertaining. I was gonna say it was fire, but really and truly, there's an undertone to that kind of like.
Oh yeah.
Wrong.
Well,
but for the spectacle of
I will say this. He went to Iowa Central Community College, so he probably had his girlfriends. He probably had his girlfriend stole by the football team. So who knows? Deep-seated, deeply rooted resentment there.
Yeah.
I think it's an act. I think he's not. I mean, sometimes as a fighter, he was ignored. He was put on the layaway till he found like a gimmick. And sometimes it only takes that one gimmick. Even if it doesn't matter about your record, it's about how many butts to the seats that you bring. And bringing butts to the seats does not mean you have to be the darling. You don't have to be the AJ of the world. Sometimes you got to be the person they want to see you lose. So I think he's played that role pretty well.
The guy they love to hate.
But he's main carding an event, like even if he's lost like 5 times. That's weird to me. But anyways, on to the next. This is a featherweight bout. We have Cub Swanson versus Billy. Guys, help me out here. Theo, you said that? Quantillo. This was exciting, by the way. Pause. This was a knockout in the third round by Swanson, and going off his record, 30 wins, 14 losses. He's a veteran. He's been around for a while. Versus Billy Quantillo, which is 18 wins, 7 losses. He lost with a devastating punch. You guys have any commentary for that? Or are we just skipping through?
Not on this one. We can keep it pushing.
Let's keep it pushing. So we have Manel Cap versus Bruno Silva. We had a couple of Brunos on this show. That's crazy. This is for the flyweight bout of the UFC. Same card.
It's not the ticker, but continue.
Oh, did I skip some? Oh, wait.
We may have deleted it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it real quick and then get back to that. So in this fight here, Manuel Cap won by unanimous decision, and it was 14. I mean, he beat Bruno, who had 14 wins, 6 losses, 2 draws. And according to my notes, competitive fight, 3 rounds. Hey, what do I know? I know none of these fighters. So let's move on to the next one. We have Victor Petrino versus Dustin Jacoby for the light heavyweight. It's a light heavyweight fight. I kind of made that very climatic, like it's a title. No, there was no title. But anyways, Petrino got a TKO victory in the second round over Dustin Jacoby. Dustin Jacoby's record. Let me start with the winner, the victor. The victor had his record is 11 wins, 2 losses. The loser in this case, more of a, how would you say this? He had fought more, 20 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw. Well, he lost. Yeah, more activity. That's the word I was looking for. More activity. In this fight, Jacoby lost by a series of strikes, and it was a TKO, and it had to be stopped. And now we go to what is on the. Am I losing something here?
No, we're back on track.
We're back on track. Now, before I get into this was one of the most interesting names I've ever seen. But let's go in. We have Am I seeing this right here? Fellas, help me because I'm a Ugandan, so I make
Navajo Sterling.
Yeah, I was gonna say Navajo Sterling, but the second name is the one. The Tuco Tacos. Did I say that right?
Yes. Listen.
Tuco Tacos.
Tuco Tacos.
Listen, I'll chime in here. This is the one that put me to sleep. Okay. I was thoroughly entertained by this card, by the prelims, but then this one came on. It was just like
the sleep.
Adi Body versus. First of all, Sterling has a unique look himself, and then Tuco Tacos, or he's in their full dad bod, and it's like this one was sluggish. Okay, so Sterling got the decision on this one after 3 rounds. But yeah, it was real sleeper.
Well, that was our fight recap.
Put him to sleep again.
No. Because
that was our fight recap for this weekend. So like,
no strap. We gotta give a shout out. We gotta give a shout out to Miles Johns.
Let's pull that back. Rewind.
We got to give a shout out to Miles Johns. I believe he's originally from Newton, Kansas. He spent some time in Wichita while he was attending Newman College on a wrestling scholarship. He forego that scholarship to pursue the UFC and MMA full time. So now he's fighting out of the Kansas City area. He was on the card. He lost. He lost a unanimous decision to Lemus, but Lemus gave him his respect and talked about how tough of a fighter he was, and he put on a good showing. Another side note, man, we talked about Buckley being from St. Louis, but there was about 3 other guys on the undercard that was from St. Louis, and they delivered some good knockouts on the undercard. So, like, I was just thinking, like, Cam, we were talking about, like, how there needs to be more stars. But when I tune in and I see that level of fighting, that level of striking, they're
Loki, this was more entertaining than last week's stuff. I don't want to be that polarizing and crazy where people are like, you're crazy. This was this stuff was more entertaining like last week, even if I didn't know the names.
The week before was such a stinker. So I mean, what is the standard at this point?
Well, no, but when you get 3 knockouts in a row, though, so because there's always that factor where Dana White has this like $50K bonus. Or whatever it is, and then I'm like, oh, he's gonna get that bonus, and then the next fight's like, maybe I don't know who's getting the, so yeah.